Good afternoon. My name is Robert Stevenson, and this is my diversity book review assignment. My first book is about children with disabilities. The name of this book is called Some Kids Use Wheelchair, and it's by Lola M. Schaefer. Throughout this book, it explains the different activities that children who are in wheelchairs can do and how they get around with their wheelchairs. For example, some kids use wheelchairs because they cannot walk, and they use the wheelchairs to get different places. It also tells that some kids use wheelchairs because they are sick. Some go to physical therapy, and some swim because it helps their muscles grow. With this activity, teachers can show their children different movies about kids who are disabled, who have special needs, and let them know that it's okay for children to have special needs, that they can treat them fairly, no judgment, because kids can be cruel. So we don't need any type of children feeling like they're left out. A hands-on activity that the children can use. They could watch movies or read different books, or have the teachers read books to them for them to learn about kids with special needs or disabilities. The second book I have is called How My Family Lives in America. And this book is about 3 kids who have at least one parent who comes from a different country. So the 3 kids are Sanu, Eric, and April. And these are them. The first kid is Sanu. These are the pictures. Sanu was an African princess, and her brother was Badu, who was named after a famous African warrior. Her dad was born in Senegal, which is a country in West Africa, and her mother was born in New York. They practice, heritage and culture in America, and they have native dishes that they cook. They wear African attire, as you can see. Her mom works at a hair braiding shop, and she's learning how to do Senegalese twists. She's only 5, so I think it's very cool. Her dad makes African dishes all the time, and when they sit at home and eat with their family, they eat dishes called tapu dien, and it's from Senegal. That dish contains rice, fish, and vegetables. And for that meal, they invite her father's relatives to join them. This is some of the African attire that they wear. The second child, his name is Eric. Eric lives in New York. His father is from Puerto Rico, and him and his mom was born in New York. So they moved from Puerto Rico to New York. They also do culture appropriated things, and for example, they speak Spanish and English in their home. They cook native dishes. His grandmother works at the Spanish market. And this is his nana, Carmen. And he, when he goes to bed, he says Spanish prayers. And when his mom comes home, she plays Spanish music on her stereo. The third child is April, and April is Chinese. She considers herself a Chinese American. Both of her parents were born in Taiwan. Taiwan is an island that's on the other side of the world, and now currently they stay in New York. During the week, she goes to a public school, but on Saturday, she goes to Chinese school. And on Saturday, she learns a different heritage of the Chinese culture. She practices Chinese handwriting, practicing Chinese arithmetic, and she practices Chinese language. Let's see, let me see on the picture. The name of their writing that they practice is called calligraphy. They use a brush instead of a pen and black ink on special paper made of stalks of rice. She eats sesame noodles, which is common here in America. They eat pizza as well. I don't know if you can see. Different activities that they can use for this book. Showing different films, reading different books on different cultures, having the children become aware that it's not just America. It's 7 different countries. And in those 7 countries, it's different people of different skin complexions, of different backgrounds, of different ethnicities. They can alert children and make them become aware of, it's 7 billion people in the world. People who look just like you and me. With this activity, it could be a collage or different movies, shown inside of the classroom, to where the teacher could give them assignment to where with the collage they could incorporate different styles and different cultural appropriated things that come from different backgrounds. And the third and final book is called The Skin I'm In. And this book is by Pat Thomas. I don't know if I told you the author for the last book, but the author for the last book is Susan Coolin. In this book, it talks about racism in the world. It basically entails children of all different colors, ethnicities, and backgrounds. And it shows that how racism can be very detrimental and very hurtful to different people. Throughout this book, it shows how children get bullied at school for being of different backgrounds and ethnicities. It shows that you should treat all men equal. All men are created equal. You should treat them, with respect and dignity. You should treat them how you want to be treated. People get bullied because of their hijabs they wear. How people go together in school, go together to school now. There's no more integration, no more, segregation. How you shouldn't be afraid if somebody look different from you, Don't make people feel bad because they don't look like you, A hands-on activity that a teacher can do, which is what my teacher did when I was in the 4th grade. They showed us the movie about Martin Luther King. And in that movie, a young Martin Luther King reflects back on how time would be if he grew up, during integrated and segregated times. And I took my children at my center to the Civil Rights Museum here in Birmingham, and it showed them, how segregation was and how Jim Crow laws were back in the day. And now we don't have that because it's illegal. So the name of the movie is called My Friend Martin, and it goes back in time and fast forward to show them, this is what times were like when it was racism and integration, prevalent in the United States, which it still is, but it's not as bad. So that's all I have. That's my assignment. Thanks for watching.